Well, hello friends, it's Julie, and sorry for the late start in the video. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, didn't get my video out, but here we are. So we're going to go through some of the YouTube channels that I like to watch that have something to do with reselling or YouTube or such kind of business stuff that you kind of see here that I do. We're going to start off with vendor booths. So the first one that I will follow is Booth Crush. And this is a lady who she has all kinds of ideas for her vendor booth, and she even has right here vintage postcard information. So um, she doesn't post frequently, but when she does it, I always find them interesting. I guess it's been 5 months. Okay, I did try to only post the ones that have been recent. I guess I missed on this one, but she was active up 5 months ago. The next one that is a vendor booth is Lost and Found Decor. Now, this Melanie is amazing because she's actually had her own shop. She's worked in retail for a long time, so she knows what she's talking about on the business side of stuff. And not only that, but she goes through and shows about her booth and other options. So she has some great resources. And I'm going to link all of these below for you too. Let's see, a recent one that I really liked was this one, the start to finish, because she recently had a new booth and set up. You get to watch and see how that all goes. The next one that is a vendor booth one is Green Onion Vintage, and this lady has some really great ideas. She has a booth that she shares with her mom, and they do a lot of furniture flipping and decor, and she does tours, she does shop with me. There are a lot of vendor booth people, and I know I could follow more, so please, if you find your favorites, please do post them below as well, because I would love to find some new ones. And another vendor booth one is Crystal Vintage Booth Pro. Her channel is a little newer. I also am a part of her Facebook group. I like Facebook groups of vendor booths because they are so helpful. So she gives some sales updates, talks about booth. She has done display ideas. I've had my display photos on one of her compilation videos, and there'll probably be more as you come up. So if you're into vendor booths, she's very interactive with you as well. And I think this is the last one of the vendor booths is the turned leg. And Christina has a very large booth in her mall. She could almost have her own shop, I think. But the thing is with vendor booths is having your own shop, you have a lot more expenses where when you just have a booth, you pay the flat rent and you don't have to be there. Some malls do require you to work, but some don't. So I didn't watch this one yet. It's on my queue so I hope she's not quitting. But you know how sometimes they say I quit, it doesn't mean they quit this. Maybe they quit something. So if you watched it, let me know. But she talks about different displays and how she does it, and it looks like she's very successful at her booth. And now, remember, I used to do post crossing. Haven't been doing as much. But if you are interested at all in post crossing, which is exchanging postcards with people around the world, my favorite one that I still follow is Postcard Crossing Lover. She is from France. And she is so enthusiastic. If you just want something to brighten your day up and see some modern postcards, and like I said, this is these postcards that people are exchanging today will 20, 30, 50 years from now, be what people will want to be selling in their postcard booth or online or whatever. So these are the collectibles of tomorrow. Okay, now we're going to switch to postcard sellers. And yes, there are more than this. I'm just going to put the ones up that have been a little more active or the ones that I've learned a lot more from. And the first one is, of course, Mark from SM Postcards. I think most of you know about Mark. I'm the one who dubbed him Mr. Rogers of Postcards because he is the kind of person who takes you on an educational journey. All he has to do now is take us to factories or something and meet the neighbors. But anyways, his videos are very educational, and he has a formula that he does every time where he shows you what's sold, the topic. I think he goes through some Q&A and he does a poll. So all that is his basic weekly one, and then he does some extra stuff. So it's very interesting. I've learned a lot from him. I am now at the point where I think we could learn from each other, but there's always something new to learn about postcards. Just when you think you know stuff, something else will pop up. And that's just the way it goes. There's just a lot of history there. And of course, Popeye's Postcard. He has not been active on YouTube, but as many of you know, he does sell on Whatnots, which is what he's been focusing on. But I have learned a lot from him. When I first started selling postcards, he did not have his channel. He had nuked it, and then he came back later. I believe Matt Jackass Retro, that's another one I didn't link to, but yes, he he's basically does lives now. Anyways, I don't do a lot of lives, but I don't attend a lot of lives. But Popeye has really been. He's been selling postcards for a long time, so he knows the stuff. So he has some older things, not only the what sold, but he has some basics of postcard selling too, which a lot of the things don't change. So you could go back and watch his stuff as well. And then here's a newer one, Daniel with Mailseum. The type of postcard seller is kind of like the opposite of Mark. Well, maybe not direct opposite, but he has a smaller inventory and everything. But most of his are in the higher prices, not the average. He's not just an average postcard seller. So he does a lot of good sales and talks about postcards and other things, other reselling things too. So, new channel, he's doing really well, and so just check him out too if you haven't found him yet. And along that lines, every once in a while, I will go to YouTube and look up postcard reselling and just what happened in the last month. And sometimes I'll pick up a new reseller. Sometimes they don't last very long, so I don't mention them, but you never know. And now we're going to go to crossovers. So, you know, Cameron, Gravity Goods, he has a couple channels. One is about his reselling and one is Parker's Postcards. And I will try to remember to post both. If I don't, Cameron, please do that. Different reselling things, and he does postcard. He's newer to postcards, so he's getting the hang of it, and also of collecting them as well. Then we have Rusty the reseller, and Rusty is someone I also learned a lot from in the beginning, and he does do postcards and ephemera, but he also does a whole bunch of other reselling, and his videos are very entertaining as well. He can sing, he can dance, and just he's very entertaining. He's got a great sense of humor. I would recommend him as well. I was going to do a collab with him, but we just never got to it. So maybe Rusty, if you're still watching me, maybe we could do it again or something. Try it again. Anyways, he does a lot of jewelry and smalls and really good information. Okay, now we have someone completely different, Avante Avenue. And so Vicky and Mark are resellers of basically home decor and glassware. Totally opposite of what I do. But for some reason, when they first started off selling, I started watching their videos. And I just like the hominess and the chattiness that she has. So I just keep watching it. And it kind of feels like you have a friend. Even though I probably would never sell what she does, I like her vlogs and stuff. So interesting. If you're into glassware, she does a lot of how to ship those things, like plates and glasses, like here, and how to pack them, how to do fragile things. So if you are looking at reselling those, she's got some interesting stuff. And now we have Susan Wells. She is someone who started off with just kind of a regular informational about resale eBay selling, and she started to interview people. She also interviewed me earlier this year, and I have linked for you the video. So I will try to remember to do that again. If not, just you can search her list here. She also has a very active Facebook group, and she will. She does podcasts as well. So the podcasts go out on the podcast apps first, and then months later, it seems like it comes out on YouTube. I don't know why there's a lag in the time. She probably has a very good reason. I just have never asked her. And she has great interviews from different people, different sales, her sales, and the compilation of sales in the Facebook group. And sometimes you might be really surprised at what sells for higher, or maybe you're not. But she also has a few Bolo books out as well. And another one is Million Dollar Peddlers, because they are ephemera. They do a lot of ephemera and collectibles as well. And they usually every week they have a topic that they put out, and then they do a live. I do watch the topics. I don't always go to the lives. I don't know. Do you prefer lives or just regular videos you can just watch anytime? I know you can watch the lives later, but it always feels a little different in the interaction. I guess I don't do lives as much as I used to because I just like to pause and go back and forth if I need to do. For some reason, that's the style I like. Maybe it's because I'm Gen X. Who knows? Jiminy Flip is another one that I like, and he does. He's been starting to do more postcards, and he also does print ads. So another ephemera reseller, and he does talk about stuff and picking, and he seems like a really nice guy. I've gone to a couple of his lives a little bit. Unfortunately, they're at the time when I'm about to ready to eat dinner with my husband, so most of the time I can't make it. But I wish I could, because it looks like it's a good place to go for resellers. Now we're going to go to a little bit different. The last four of them are ones that you might not think that I would be subscribed to, but the first one I like is Think Media, and this one helps me out with my YouTube channel. And I don't watch everything. I only watch the ones because it's an informational one, but I like the team. This is a team of video people, and they have some great resources. Most often is what I'll do is I'll search, and they seem pretty trustworthy. I believe that the main person, I forgot his name at the moment, brain fog's going on. But he is a Christian. I appreciate that about him. So they talk about different things, how to start up, the trends in YouTube. And I don't follow a lot of YouTube stuff about how to do it because, all I do is postcard stuff. It's not like I'm going to make movies or something entertaining, eye-catching stuff. Of course, I try to do the best I can, but a lot of this doesn't apply to the kind of channel that I have. Although, if you want more entertaining things, there is a channel here that I will show you as well. That is Exploring Stamps. Now, stamps go along with ephemera and postcards, and this has been a really interesting one. He, forgot, where is he from? He's from, no, is it Canada or I forgot where he's from. He has some really interesting videos. He comes out with a few, not maybe every couple months or so, but he's been at StampX, so he's been doing a little bit more. But what I've learned from him a lot is kind of mail and different ways mail was delivered, different postmarks. He does also have some entertaining videos, interesting. The last few months or so, it hasn't been as entertaining as some of the older ones, which, you just got to do what works for you. I understand that too. But he goes through different countries. Oh, and this is that Ukraine stamp. I really wish I could get that, but it's gone now. So I also learned about killer cancels and all the different kind of cancellations, and about sled dog mail and tin can mail. So it's a really interesting thing if you like mail things. Wichita Postcard Club, I alluded to this a little bit ago. There's not a lot of postcard clubs online, but Wichita does. And okay, Mark some Postcards was actually interviewed by them too, which was kind of fun to see that crossover. But I like this because I learn a lot about postcards from the collector perspective. Yeah, I'm having trouble talking. I was sick yesterday, and my in-laws finally went home yesterday morning, and I think my body just went, you're done. So anyways, my brain has not fully returned. So if I say some things that are weird, that is why. You'll just call it that. They do talk they do have some postcard club meetings that they post, and then they'll have informational things. They'll have guests. They also have a postcard show. I would like to go to it sometime because just to meet the people and see. There are some really interesting things that I've learned. Let me see if I can find that. Here's photographers and publishers of postcards. This is really good information. Here's a dealer's perspective, I think. No, that wasn't Mark. But they do have different publishers, photographers, themes, and I just find that they cover a lot of subjects. Here's Chinese restaurants in Canada. How specific can you get? History of Detroit Publishing Company. So there's a lot of good stuff here that you might like. And the last one is Curiosity Incorporated. I know this doesn't have really anything to do with anything that I do, but it's all maybe reselling, because I really enjoy this channel. I came across it probably because I was looking at reselling in the hoarder house. They've actually cleaned out some hoarder houses, and the way that they go about it is so respectful and so kind that there's never any blame. It's just things happen in life, and they just help clean them up. So I really appreciate that about them. He does a lot of cars and goes through pics with you. I would like to see another hoarder house one, but you know that it comes along when it comes along. I'm sure that they only get so much opportunity. He's in Canada, by the way, basically just straight north of me. And they did have a shop, but they closed it. So I guess I'm not going to be going there. I was planning on visiting one day because it wasn't that far away. So, anyways, those are some of the channels that I like to watch that are reseller related. I also I watch too much YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but I also watch YouTube videos on, autoimmune issues, of course. I watch some on minimalism. I do watch funny video channels, cleaning videos, all kinds of stuff. Would you like to know more of the other kind of videos that I like to watch? I would love to know that. If not, that's fine. We'll just leave it at this. And I know that there's many other out there. I'm probably missing some too that I do watch regularly. But so do post your suggestions and ones that you like as well down below. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.